Okay, so when we talk about an angle of elevation, we are specifically referring to an angle that is measured going from the base of the shape, the triangle here, going upwards in a anti-clockwise direction. Okay, they're both going anti-clockwise. So angle of elevation is just what we call an angle that goes from the base upwards. That's what's called an elevation. Okay, whereas angle of depression is different. So angle of depression would be an angle like beta here. That would be the angle of depression. So it's basically going from a higher base. You see this line isn't really a part of the triangle, but it essentially goes downwards. So that's just how we use this terminology in order to describe the different angles. Okay, so let's just have a look at an example. Most of these are just used with practical applications. So we would imagine that you are told the angle of depression of a boat on the ocean from the top of a cliff is 55 degrees. Okay, the boat is 70 meters from the foot of the cliff. So A and B. A is what is the angle of elevation. And B is to calculate the height of the cliff. So here's the cliff, okay, which is going to have a height of h. Okay, your boat is here. And they told you that it is 70 meters away from the foot of the cliff and that the angle of depression is going to be 55 degrees. So in order for us to find the angle of elevation now, the angle of elevation I can see is here, so I'm going to call it theta. Okay, so something that hopefully you can remember from last year, okay, and I should have mentioned it actually a bit earlier, is that this angle of depression is going to be parallel to the base, those two lines. So if this line here is parallel to that line there, then hopefully you should recognize this from our grade 8 rules, okay, from Fangxi, whereas these are fun angles, the parallel lines. So theta is going to be equal to 55 degrees, and the reason is because of alternating angles. Okay, you don't have to give me the parallel lines for this because I don't give you the actual labels, so it's fine to just say alternating angles. Okay, nice and easy. B is to calculate the height now. So I'm going to go to the diagram. I'm going to put in the 55 degrees. Now I see, okay, but the height is opposite and I have 70 meters which is adjacent. So that's just tan. So tan of 55 is equal to the height, which is opposite, over adjacent, which is 70. Okay, so the height will be equal to 70 multiplied by tan of 55. So you'll just put in your calculator and you should get 100. And because it's in meters, you'll say meters. Okay, so all this is it's just application that is based on the questions that on triangles and things that we've already done. Okay, so there's nothing really too tricky about this. Okay, so for your homework, you're going to complete exercise 5.6 on page 136. All I want you to do is just number A and number B. Okay, make sure that you draw each diagram for the questions. Okay, it doesn't help to not have the diagram. Okay, grade 10s, so I hope that it makes sense and I hope that you are practicing, and I will then see you on the next one.